What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for PlayPicks.com, joined as a guy that has been on this channel several times. We'll see much more of him in 2019. Matt Peralt lives here in Las Vegas, as do I, and we want to give you guys some of the goods if you are making the trip to Las Vegas to do the Super Bowl, how to do it right, how to do some planning, some different places that are, that we enjoy, that maybe you'll enjoy as well. I mean, Matt, I guess is this your second or third Super Bowl here in Vegas?
Oh, come on now. I'm going on 5?
Have you
4?
been here for 5 years now? Wow,
Four,
that is.
Well, it's 4 years. I mean,
all right.
It's my 4th Super Bowl because it's the 4th time my daughter has seen a Super Bowl here in Vegas. So I've been here a little while now. I'm more of a local now.
Yeah, man, this is a very, very exciting time of year. Just all the stuff going on, the buzz starts happening, the people start flowing into town, and it is an awesome time to be here for sure, guys. We are going to have tons and tons and tons of videos leading in to the Super Bowl here. So hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know if you're coming to Vegas. If you have any questions for us, even let it in the comments below. We'll be sure to check that stuff out and get back to you as well. We might not have all the answers, but we will give you the best we can as far as how to do this whole thing in Vegas. And Matt, I think the very first thing that we can talk about here is, look, man, if you're going to roll into town, you need to plan ahead here. There are, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be rolling into town for the Super Bowl, starting about Wednesday. They start getting here, and don't come here all willy-nilly thinking you're just going to play it by ear and like everything's going to happen and everything's going to fall into place, because hotel occupancy is like 98% during the Super Bowl. You're going to get rates gouged. You're going to get all that stuff. You need to start doing this basically now. If you're watching this video, get after it.
Well, yeah, because everyone wants to get the best room rate, right? So all of those those sites that can offer the best rates and all those, different options on the internet get scoured up really fast. So what you're left with is very expensive stuff. So if you want to come in here, you have a budget, you need to get in immediately. If you don't care about how much money you're going to spend, well, you still might want to get on it because everyone else is coming into Vegas and the prices are going to be, astronomical really anywhere you want to go. So you're right. Get on it now. But I think you're right about planning, because so often people come to Vegas, and I think it happens in California people a lot too, but because if you're flying here, you tend to have an itinerary. But if you're driving up from Arizona or you're driving down from Utah or in from California, I think people kind of feel like, oh, I can just walk in there whenever I want. And then all of a sudden they're shocked that like, well, what do you mean I can't get a table at that place? And what do you mean I can't go to that show? So yeah, you got to plan when you're coming here for this weekend.
And the other thing is I think that, people just come and they get overwhelmed once they get here because there's just so many options and so many things going on. And then you end up not doing half the stuff you wanted to do on your way here because you're like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And then you just kind of get like paralysis by overanalysis, it almost seems like. So yeah, just take the time, and hopefully some of the stuff we'll say here can help you along the way. There are some Super Bowl parties that are going to be going on out there. Of course, there's the big ones at Westgate. They will have the theater, which they do every single Sunday. If you've ever been here for anything over at the Westgate, you can go to the theater. That's typically free, but not on Super Bowl Sunday. That's going to run you $100, but you do get all you can eat and drink for the $100. And then they have a ballroom over there as well that they just open up specially for Super Bowl. It's $175. There's actual table seating there as opposed to the rows and kind of like the stadium seating type stuff. And that also is all you can eat and drink. But, I think a lot of people when they come to town, Matt, it really just depends on what kind of atmosphere you're looking for. If you want to be around the hardcore sports bettors, well, then the Westgate's certainly the place to be.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's a great point about what are you coming here for? Are you coming here as a Patriot fan, as a Rams fan, and you want to be around other Rams fans and Patriot fans? Well, you better do some research and find out where the viewing parties are and who's going to be watching it where. If you're a casual person and you just want to hang out and drink and have a party, make sure you're at a place where the game is on, but it's not really the focal point of where you're going. Where the Westgate, the game's going to be the focal point. So don't think you're going in there and not having everybody living and dying on every prop bet, every first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, the final score, every prop bet they may have wagers on. So yeah, why are you coming here is a real big reason when it comes to parties for the Super Bowl.
And if you're coming here and you're staying downtown and you hadn't been here in a while and you hadn't seen downtown, there's this place called the Downtown Las Vegas Event Center. They are going to be holding a big Super Bowl party out there. It's free to go if you just want to kind of play that route, but you can reserve a spot at a table for a $50 food and beverage minimum, which I would highly recommend, because you don't want to get out there and be dealing with all of the, the nonsense and trying to, jockey for seats and everything like that. And if you're a high roller, they have these things called man caves where it's
awesome.
You have your own personal 70-inch television in there. You can still see all the action that's going on out in the main kind of area out there. They are expensive for the Super Bowl. However, they're like $3,500 food and beverage minimum. But, if you're rolling with 10, 12 of your buddies, and now you're only looking at a couple $100 a piece. And again, that goes towards food and beverage. So that's not like, you're paying that and then still coming out of pocket for that. So again, if you got a little bit of extra change there, it's certainly an option.
Isn't that the best way to do Vegas, really, in particular on a big weekend like this? Because, like you mentioned, there's a big price tag. But if you cut it up and split it up, you get some really cool things for not a lot of money. I mean, if you're bringing 10 guys, I know $350 might seem a little high, but realistically, it's Vegas for the Super Bowl. So it's going to be expensive. You're going to spend some money, but that's an awesome way. If you have a big group of guys to have your own space, your own area, and the guys around you, because oftentimes guys drink and it's Vegas and people don't know where you're from or don't know you, and to avoid any type of impropriety, issue, problems, have you and your boys in a confined area is a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're staying in the Link area, they've redone that whole area. All those places, Tilted Kilt, Brooklyn Bowl, they'll all have viewing parties and stuff like that. If you want to go to one of those sports books and try to get going outside of the Westgate, if you're on the Strip, the Mirage has a gigantic sports book at the Mirage. It is going to be $250 to reserve a seat there, but that also comes with the open bar situation and all of that over there. Mirage, one of the most gigantic books you're gonna see on the Strip down there. And Matt, it's a pretty good viewing experience from there as well. I mean, just a huge wall.
But the TVs, my big thing with the Mirage Sportsbook is they've got to get those TVs updated. They got to get some crystal clear television sets up there. So it's a huge party, a ton of fun, but it really is one of those older Vegas type of situations. If you like the old feel of Vegas, that place is a lot of fun to be at.
Beer Park is on top of Paris. It's on a rooftop up there. They're going to be doing something. It's like $250, but that's goes with the buffet and drinks and stuff as well. That overlooks the Strip and the Bellagio Fountain. So if that's like a place, there's something that you're interested in. Again, not going to be hardcore sports fans there, but maybe a place if you're coming with just your lady or something, maybe, and something like that. There's Gillies at TI if you want to go a little bit like if you want to go to something that's going to be pretty rowdy. I can only assume it's like $150 all you can eat and drink, and that's probably going to get pretty rowdy. And then you and I's old stomping grounds over there, Legacy Stadium at the Palazzo. Food and beverage minimums there going to run you about $200 a person, but it's a pretty awesome place. I mean, it is a really cool sports book bar atmosphere that they've got going on there at Legacy Stadium. That said, you better get on that pretty quick because they sell out every single year very, very early.
They really do, because it's awesome. I watched one of the playoff games. I watched one of the divisional round games, the Cowboys and the Seahawks. I watched it there, and I was with a group of about 10 people, and you can get this little area that you can reserve for, again, a food and beverage minimum. But the cool thing about Legacy's is the book actually is in the restaurant. So you don't have to go anywhere. The line gets a little bit long, but you can make all your wagers there at Legacy Stadium, eat, watch the game, hang out, and then go ahead and just go down and cash your tickets whenever it's over. So that's a real big benefit, that if it's a restaurant and it's a book combination.
And pretty good food as well. Pretty
great food.
Yeah, pretty good food in there as well.
If you're a Louisiana fan like you are, as we know.
Yeah. Let's talk about just if they want to just do the sportsbook experience themselves. Now, look, forewarning, sportsbooks are going to be crowded as hell but if you want to go that route, I don't blame you. If you're a younger fellow watching this video or something and you don't mind being in crowds and things like that. I mean, we already mentioned a few of them, but I also like the Aria Sportsbook. It's kind of more of a living roomish type feel. It's like a little more upscale, pretty cool, pretty awesome, right there by the Poker Room in Aria if you want to go check that out. And the new thing that they did over at the Link is actually pretty cool too. It's another one of those like living room type feel things where they got games and couches and whatnot.
Yeah, the Cube is a really cool thing about that, because they've got, you mentioned the game situation, but basically it's 4 different walls of televisions all in the middle, and you have all couches all around it. So that's a really unique thing that they've done, and kind of a full-on experience of not just the game, but other things to do while the game is going on.
And, of course, I couldn't get out of here without saying, if you wanted to swing by the Palms while you were here, you could go bug Matt Peralt between 9 a.m. and noon over there, and he'll be in a glass case over there, and you can go tap on the glass and and bother him with when he's doing his radio show. So I will give you the free shout out right there.
For CG Technology, yeah. Their book over there. We're there from 9 to 1 now. Actually, remember it's a 4-hour show now. 9 to 1, we're there. So
all right, let's talk some food, because people come into town, and a lot of these people are coming from places that don't have, even one Five Diamond restaurant, much less literally, at one every single 100 feet like we have here. I think we take for granted sometimes just the fact that we have all of this stuff at our fingertips here. So let's give one of the biggest questions I always get asked every single year. Hey man, I'm coming to town. I'm going to do the Super Bowl. It's not where to watch. It's not whatever. It's where do I eat? What do I do? So I'll start with you. What are 2 or 3 of the restaurants that you've been digging on lately?
Are we going on strip or off strip?
Hey, well, I mean, I think the majority of the people are probably going to be staying in and or around the strip, so we'll keep it in kind of that area.
So my favorite, if you like sushi, okay, I recommend this to everybody. If you want a full-on Vegas experience, Saki Rock, which is located in the Park, is Backstreet Boys meets sushi and Japanese restaurant cuisine and really, really good drinks. They have a gigantic Godzilla platter that's amazing, that smokes. It's really cool. So if you like that, I'm a really big fan of Saki Rock because of the environment and the atmosphere from there. If you want a little higher end dining, Giada's restaurant is amazing. It's expensive, but it's absolutely tremendous. It's a great date place because it looks at the Bellagio fountains. Look, it's Giada. So if you're a Food Network fan, it's always a lot of fun to get in and eat her food. And then, if you want to go really high end, cut at the Palazzo for a steakhouse is stupid. It's so good.
First one on my list here, cut at Palazzo. Yeah. I mean, listen, you're just not going to get a better steak. I mean, you're not really going to go wrong in Vegas because there are just so many good steakhouses, but it is like just a little bit above all the other ones. And I've eaten it pretty much every one of them. So cut at Palazzo. Yeah, definitely right there. If you're staying in Aria area, I mean, Carbone and Catch at Aria, both of those places, fantastic. Catch is pretty new. So, might have to try to get some reservations pretty early there. I imagine a lot of people will be hearing the buzz about that place, but sushi, seafood, steaks, really cool atmosphere and things like that. Certainly love that place. You mentioned Park MGM in the Park area. Park MGM used to be formerly the Monte Carlo, a complete renovation to that place. I mean, completely redone inside and out. There's a steakhouse there called Bavette's, which is incredible, really good.
I haven't gone there.
Really great steakhouse at Bavette's. And then they just opened Italy down there as well. It is in Chicago and New York, I believe. Super popular. Kind of like a marketplace / cafeteria / but it's high-end food. And so it's everything. It's super fresh pastas and fish and steaks and things like that. And it's a pretty cool atmosphere and pretty cool experience. I would definitely mention that. Along the lines of your Saki Rock, there's a place at the Cosmo called Rose Rabbit Lie. And it's like it's an experience, right? It's the not only is there food going on, but there's a show going on as well. And so it's the same deal as kind of you get at Saki Rock. They'll get up there and they'll do some dances and sing. Same deal at Rose Rabbit Live. There's people that are playing the piano. There's a jazz band. Sometimes people come out and tap dance, like all kinds of things like that. It's a pretty cool eating experience if that's what you're looking for as well.
Yeah, and also at Cosmo, if you're someone who wants to go to a steakhouse, but you're okay with it being very loud and very millennial. It's a very millennial place to go. SDX is really a pretty steak. It's a really cool place to go there as well that I've been a big fan of. And I had a chance to actually meet the chef a couple of weeks ago, and he kind of went through his menu a little bit, and they just do a tremendous job. That's a nice male-female combo place if you want to go in Cosmo.
And one last place I have to give a shout out to behind Harrah's over there by the giant Ferris wheel. There's this place called Batista's Hole in the Wall. It is certainly not fancy, but it is just awesome. I mean, they got guys coming old, like there's a super old guy coming through playing a damn accordion. There's like wine just comes with your meal, like free. So it's just like you buy your meal and just all the wine you want to drink just comes with it and everything. It's just it's a cool local place that like it gets kind of passed over, but it's another fun type place that you can go.
Well, okay, and I'll give one too. You mentioned there's a party going on at Brooklyn Bowl. The restaurant at Brooklyn Bowl, you would not think a bowling alley would have a really high end, very nice restaurant. It's awesome. The food there it's someone like me who I have a gluten intolerance, so I tend to look for gluten restaurants. If you're somebody who looks for a gluten-free restaurant, that place is tremendous. It's really, really good food and drinks at Brooklyn Bowl.
And to close this out, let's talk about drinks, because people always want to go and find like the next cool cocktail and things like that. I mean, one of the places where, let's stay at the Cosmo, there's a place called Block 16, and in the back of Block 16, there's a hidden bar called Ghost Donkey, and you have to walk back there, and there's just a door, and there's a donkey on the door, and you have to just walk through the door, and it's this hidden bar, and it's actually like a mezcal tequila type bar place back there, but it's just cool, one, because it's hidden, and you're gonna be like, haha, I'll show all my friends this cool place and things like that. And the drinks are good in there as well. There's another hidden bar called the Parlor Room inside Bavette's, and you basically go to the very back of the dining room in Bavette's, take a hard right, and you'll see like this kind of like off to the side place over there. It's called the Parlor Room, so you can go in there and get some drinks in there, which is actually pretty cool. And of course, at the Cosmo as well, the Chandelier Bar seems to be a place that everybody wants to hit at least one time while they're here. I mean, it's this gigantic 3-story chandelier, and it's kind of like this place more to be seen than anything else. But there's a drink there that's not on the menu called the Verbena.
Ooh.
Go ahead and order this drink. It comes with this little flower in it, and you eat the flower, and it numbs your tongue in your mouth, and it makes the drink taste different than when you drank it before eating the flower. So it's called a buzz. You can look up the flower. It's like called like a buzz.
This is a good
bud
thing.
Or so. Yeah.
This is a good thing. Not a bad thing. It's a good thing. The numbing is a good thing.
Yeah. It's again, it's a novelty thing, but hey, you're coming with a group of friends. You order this off the menu drink. You sound cool, and then you tell everyone to eat the flower, and they're like, "Oh my God, my mouth is tingling." And that's part of the whole experience. But yeah, I mean, so those are some cool places to drink. If you're into the high end drink stuff, again, we mentioned Venetian Palazzo. They just opened up 3 new kind of high end places over there, Electra, Rosina, and the Dorsey. All 3 of those places, handcrafted cocktail type places, gonna run you $15-$16 a drink, but again, they're back there with all the bitters and the whatever, and they're doing the whole thing with by hand, and you get some great drinks there, but you could definitely go broke as well.
Yeah, Dorsey Old Fashions are really good. I had one of those a couple of weekends ago. So I have a couple, and I'm going to go a little more lowbrow if you want to just really get your drink on.
No, for sure. So, we need to span the spectrum here for sure.
So the gigantic, huge Ferris wheel that is on at the link has a all-you-can-drink cart, which basically you get 1 revolution around the entire time. And depending on if you go with a local or not, if you can find someone with a Nevada ID, or if you have a Nevada ID, you get a big break. I think it's like $24 or $42. It's a pretty big difference to being a local versus a tourist. But that basically is if you want to be priming for a party night, you drink as fast as you can for 40 minutes, and you can see how much you want to drink for $42. So essentially you can bang out your money's worth. And I've seen people put down a lot of liquor in that one revolution that you can wind ahead at the high roller. They call it at the link. And it's not really that expensive, but the beer cart, drinking cart, liquor cart, whatever you want to call it, is very, very attractive. People love going in there and just pounding. And then if you also want to go, there are certain places in downtown where you can drink really inexpensively on Fremont Street.
And pretty nice places. I mean, like the Commonwealth is really nice, and it's not like you're not dying with I think typically like $11 a drink or something like that. But like Commonwealth is really awesome down there.
Well, and there's the Mob Museum, and the Mob Museum has a secret speakeasy. Speaking of secret places, it's in the basement, and you go down there, and they've got all Prohibition cocktails, and they do it up. It's really like your Bugsy Siegel type of scene with all sorts of really cool Chicago memorabilia, and you feel like you're back in Prohibition Chicago underneath this building with its quote unquote secret, but not really. But that's a cool place. If you go downtown, the Mob Museum and that speakeasy there is pretty fun to go to.
For our younger viewers out there, O'Shea's has opened back up in the link. They have beer pong, and they have all the stuff going on in there. They have cheap tables. They've got like all of that stuff. So you can definitely just go down the link over there to the left, and you will find O'Shea's. You can definitely get that going. And for the people, like I said, there are going to be people who come with just their lady. And one other place is called the Sky Bar at Waldorf Astoria. It used to be Mandarin Oriental. Now Waldorf Astoria took it over. It's on the 23rd floor of the building. You can see everything, just amazing views, awesome. You can sit up there and watch the Strip, you get basically 180-degree views of everything that's going on up there. Again, called the Sky Bar at the Waldorf Astoria. That's right there in City Center, right in the center strip.
And so I have one date recommendation for folks. If you want to go, say you're with your relatively new girlfriend, Carson Kitchen in downtown, look it up. It's a little hard to find, but it's in an area that's it's called the Art District, basically in downtown around Fremont Street, but it's off of Fremont Street. But it's a small plate. It's just a really cool vibe. It's small, so you're going to sit really close together. It's sometimes of a wait, but amazing food, small plate, so you're not eating a ton. Drinks are amazing, but it's a great date spot. It's a great place to just hang out with your girl and really, let Vegas kind of watch over the both of you, and you can talk about what you want to do. And it's not so loud you can't have a conversation, but that's probably my favorite downtown restaurant is Carson Kitchen.
Quick PSA before we get out of here. We have to let you know, yes, weed is legal in Las Vegas. You can get it off. You can get it off of the Strip. However, you can't just walk down the Strip smoking pot. Like, they will get on to you about that. They frown on that. You cannot do it in a casino either, and that is the big one. So you can't be even edibles and things like that. If they see you doing it, they're going to kick you out. So just do it in your room, do it whatever, but just don't walk down the middle of a casino just because it's quote unquote legal here, and do that.
And it's a great point because, look, we fought really hard to get it legalized here. And I've actually come up to tourists and asked them to put out their marijuana cigarettes, saying, look, I'm totally weed friendly, but I'm not friendly with you walking down the Strip smoking a joint, because you're going to cause it to go back to the way it was. Yeah. So if you are coming to town, recognize there are Strip dispensaries. There's actually, I think, one on the Strip and 3 near the Strip.
Just right? Yeah, just a block or 2 off, something like that.
Right in the world. Essence Vegas is on the Strip, and I think Reef is right off the Strip, and there's other ones that are really nice as well that are on either side of the Strip. But just do us all a favor and be smart. Obey the laws. Don't be dumb. Same thing with alcohol. You can walk down the Strip with a drink in your hand. That's fine, but don't be to the point where you're so intoxicated that someone's going to carry you, because the police are going to pay attention, and you can't be drunk in public. Even though you can drink in public, you can't be drunk in public.
Guys, we are going to be on this channel for, every single day leading up to the Super Bowl here. Hit that subscribe button down below. And again, in the comments, you have any questions, we'll answer the questions, and let us know what you want to know if you're heading to Vegas over here. And maybe next year, maybe we'll do this in New Jersey. Maybe we'll do it in Pennsylvania. Maybe we'll do it in one of these other legal jurisdictions for the Super Bowl. But for this one, we'll do Las Vegas, and you can come bother us here in our hometown, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back again very, very soon.